game just skyrocketed with a ton of characters from Fox to Steve to Sonic to Diddy Kong just getting so much development all at once. And it did leave a couple characters behind, but there are those specialists. There are those players who are so attuned with their character and what they can do and how much damage they have on potential at any given moment, and Free KayFlock is absolutely one of those players. But we cannot be sleeping on Just Blue because he's been shown the consistent ability to just understand what they need to do to win at any given time, whether that be committing to Steve traps, committing to edge guards, committing to long-form game plans, or just by setting up the normal Steve combos. 62% in the blink of an eye, one up tilt, but the reversal from KayFlock just fast-falling instantly down and able to find a lightning kick, even things up in a hurry.
And we're going right into it. I think the textbook counterplay we've seen so far with Zelda is like, okay, Phantom's hitbox is huge. This big slash goes through the wall. I'm going to Phantom, and I'm going to Dinge Fire. It'll give me a decent lead. Yes, Steve can get some materials, but that huge hitbox can go not only through the block, hit your crafting table, also hit minecart, and then whenever you get a little overzealous, when the bike breaks through the wall, then you hit my shield, and then boom, I have lightning kick out of shield, and above 90%, Steve's dying to lightning kick.
100%, especially once we saw that interaction come to play. That was a great up air, by the way. The lightning kick is a true punish for diamond forward smash out of shield. The roll behind as well, guaranteeing the back throw. Free KayFlock looking to set up more platform shenanigans. The fall through and the Phantom all colliding at the same time, yet Just Blue is able to get by just in the nick of time.
I'm loving how KayFlock is using the fade back Phantom tech actually to not use the Phantom as a human shield, literally, and then actually running in past the Phantom as using it as an aggressive way to get back in. We went super deep here, still didn't find that stock. But yeah, I think that's really highlights how Justin's been playing all day, honestly. Very, very aggressive Steve, willing to go for things that most Steves actually wouldn't really want to do.
Yeah,
he's huge.
Not trying to take too many risks, especially when things aren't true. But I enjoy how Free KayFlock has focused on what exactly they need to whittle down, and it's not necessarily Steve's time to mine. It's breaking through all of these different blocks and different formations that Just Blue has been shown to be willing to set up. Not a ton of raw materials, despite the diamond being online and being crafted right away. Whoa, the TNT detonates, destroying the Phantom, just only turns it offline for a brief moment. Just he finds the dash attack. Diamond dash attack's crazy.
Yeah, you don't see that one too often. But now Free KayFlock again, just trying to catch. Actually, like we're seeing Just Blue finally recognizing, like, okay, I can't minecart into the Phantom because it's gonna get broken by it. Minecart's gonna get broken. But instead, I'm gonna have to wait for the Phantom to come out, and then afterwards, once the Phantom's just sitting there, I can just use it to delay my minecart, which actually helps you out. And now Zelda's Phantom is now helping you play your neutral. And we just saw it there again. He was just stuck there, but still, KayFlock still finds his way out.
I wonder if some of those hits ended up connecting on the blocks rather than the Phantom. That's why it still did a ton of shield damage, but it wasn't as much as it seems KayFlock would hope. But there is that punish. Steve diamond forward smash, regardless of the materials, I am going to lightning kick this, and you are going to have to figure out a different panic option in those scrambles because it cannot be forward.
I will lightning kick because it is strong.
It is very strong.
It is very strong. But here we go, the fade back Phantom coming out once more. Now KayFlock actually using that Zelda dash attack very, very well to recognize Just Blue backing up a little bit, trying to mine more materials. Again, even with the gold materials too, the very quick attacks can still get dealt with if you're getting them with the fadeaway aerials. Looking for the pickup there with a down, so not going to find anything off of that just yet. Just Blue scrambling a little bit here, getting a little scared, running out of materials. Honestly, I can't blame him too much. But here goes the sword. You need to burn some kind of material here, anything to get your offense back up. But KayFlock is just using that empty movement to just keep the Steve at bay.
Missing some of these lightning kicks is huge, but no sword. So just sometimes you just gotta put the sword down and you just gotta bring in your fists.
Yeah, there you go.
Still no raw materials on the Steve as well. We are swinging. Finally, a grab mix-up comes in from Just Blue. Still trying to find any sort of diamond as a means to come back. As the gold is starting to run down, only one piece of iron left. There's the diamond to help speed up that mining loop. Oh wow, Phantom blocks the minecart. That's fun.
Yeah,
you mentioned it earlier. Just like slowing down the minecart and cutting down some Steve. If you're going to try and approach Phantom, you always have to be so particular about the timing, the amount of Phantom that has been built, because that affects both the hitbox that comes out and how long it takes that hitbox to become active. Phantom oftentimes becomes this strange timing check that Steve, who is known for having some very bad mobility stats, may have a lot of trouble with trying to get behind on a normal basis.
Yeah, it's just the fact that, like, Phantom, again, it's not only is the minecart, like, being pushed back by the Phantom, also the fact that, like, it's extending the Phantom furthermore, which, like, when you slow one projectile, you're actually, like, you're slowing down the Phantom and making it even tougher, because now not only is your wall getting hit, now you have less space to work with because the Phantom's hanging out even longer. It's not like we see something like that again every time you can't start up, because again, it's the same loop of Phantom into Din's Fire over and over again. The Steve has to be on the move, and if you're on the move, you don't have time to get materials.
And the wooden tools certainly aren't helping with the material resource gathering. It's not coming too quickly, as we see KayFlock again gaining space, letting the Phantom do its thing, and then finding a punish afterwards. Been very much enjoying how Free KayFlock has been finding a solid gameplay loop of this autonomous projectile that Phantom has become. Like, letting Phantom do its thing and then finding a whip punish or finding a way to take space or even just using it to make sure you can get back to ledge. The autonomy of Phantom is really coming into play here for Free KayFlock over and over as just a means to survive. Again, and the body blocking in order to get time to mash out of the minecart. Perfect utilization of this one resource and having it affect the entirety of a game.
Yeah, very good stuff. Free KayFlock now taking that lead, and again, just not really getting too worried about, oh, I need to get in, Steve's getting materials, I need to get in now. It's again walking her down, having that Phantom there, keeping the pressure up, that omniscient pressure of keeping the Steve a little worried. Because even when you do get hit with that minecart, again, the Phantom's there, so you're not all the way out in the middle of Kentucky getting hit by that. You're fine. You have time to mash out and get to your next conversion. Like, oh, and the F-tilt coming off the first time. That's a new one.
Yo, up angle F-tilt to stuff a minecart is crazy, but we still get caught by the second one. Still going to result in an up smash, keeping things even, and now even better than even it. Though you do miss your key finisher, no forward air or back air to end it, means you miss out on a ton of damage.
Here comes the diamond up tilt's pressuring that shield really hard. This is again the thing that Zelda struggles with the most in this matchup. Her defensive options aren't that great. Maybe we can find the Ferrari's win out of shield to find some kind of cheeky damage. And at the end of the day, it's not really that consistent. It's the Steve being able to, once you finally get in there, you find so much damage on the Zelda, and then with her lower hitbox, you can't find any of these hits. But Free KayFlock, honestly, avoiding most of these hits very, very well.
They're putting hitboxes out, but they're just, every time you see an up air come down, I was gonna say it was a lot of previous up airs were slightly off the mark, maybe done slightly too early or late, or just to the left or right, but all you need is one to connect, and suddenly that's a stock gone right about 100, 110, and that's really, really early, given how Steve's ability to slow a game down is so paramount in this current Smash Ultimate environment.
I like the ideas here from KayFlock now trying to utilize the PS2 platform with the Zelda up tilt to find even more extension off those combos. But here we go again, just approaching with more of those gold back airs actually, now utilizing the tools to, again, now force Zelda into the corner and then force it to, with those awkward recoveries, because again, what we mentioned earlier,
Nice roll.
Oh my god, that was an insanely good recovery there from Free KayFlock.
The block was just a little bit too high. It looked like it was full hop block instead of short hop, which if you do short hop there into anvil, into forward smash, that is a true shield break setup on any neutral getup. Just slightly misspaced it, and that's certainly tough. But he picked up the stock nonetheless, and picked up the early % damage as well. This is when the game really starts.
Yeah, you've still got some of those diamonds. You've got another diamond left in the back of your pocket, trying to, again, thread up those minecarts, forcing this Zelda to be uncomfortable and start approaching. Once Zelda can't set up those phantoms, it gets a lot more awkward because you need to find some more damage, whether it's coming from your up or running in and finding an aerial. And again, you learn when you run into Steve, when you get into Steve's zone, you know what Steve does? He up tilts that shield and he gets to it. He takes those stocks.
Yeah. The insanity of Steve up tilt is just something that is so hard to play around. Trying to set up the PBR back air out of that minecart, but no dice, and still covering the space with that forward air out of minecart this time. Has the means to recover, does so successfully. Free KayFlock looking to get out of a dangerous situation, trying to feint which direction he's going, but Just Blue is with all of the coverage thanks to Steve's insane frame data. Comes out with the diamond back airs, the minecart's coming down, holding steady with the blocks, but that's where Zelda, having enough time to put out Phantom, can change the dynamic of a game. Again, Diamond forward smash getting lightning kick. Oh, has to be the key thing on Just Blue's mind because he cannot rush this.
And Just Blue looking to take stock anyway, anyhow, mining up more materials between stocks. Obviously, burning down that pickaxe a little bit too much. Bring up the minecart, keeping the Zelda in the air. Free KayFlock having to be on the move constantly, getting actually the stone tools, if anything, the backer. You might be able to live with good DI at this point. Here comes the Phantom under the platform as well. Trying to force Just Blue to get a little too overzealous here. You're down only 30%. The Din's Fire gets a little too aggressive with that. Delays the mash, but goes super deep for that forward air, and Just Blue finds it.
There have been a couple of moments where it seemed like Free KayFlock was very willing on letting the minecart go by him without doing any sort of like shielding or rolling in order to get some charge on Phantom. There was a couple of moments where the minecart would get by, but then it would interrupt the Phantom charge. So Just Blue, realizing in that moment, oh, I need to change the timing on minecart to be a little bit earlier to catch the Zelda in the Phantom charge and not Phantom in the Phantom charge. It's a nice little timing mix-up. Nets Just Blue the stock as we go right into game number 3, Pokemon Stadium 2. Typically considered one of Steve's best stages, so I'm surprised we're going back here, but comfort comes above all else for most players, and a lot of New Yorkers are really comfortable on Pokemon Stadium.
I mean, there's a couple reasons why Zelda would stay on the stage like this. I mean, one, given how the Phantom like swoops through the entirety of the platform, so if Just Blue wants to jump up and get those materials again, the Phantom covers the platforms a lot better on a stage like this. It's also given how, again, there's a perfect platform height actually to find Zelda up tilt combos into extending off with down air on the platform as well. So if KayFlock is able to find damage under the platform, finding an up tilt, you actually find a lot more extension on the PS2 platform. It's just, unfortunately, it's assuming you get there in the first place against Steve, and that's a crazy ask, if you will. Oh my, he just went for it. He just did it.
This is the third time in the row now, Momo, that Free KayFlock has done delayed mash on the minecart. That's a huge pickup, though. Regardless of how it means to get caught by minecart, KayFlock's idea is I'm not going to be in those situations, but you always got to plan for them as another catch from the minecart and another delayed mash gets punished.
Yeah, we need to mix up the recoveries at some point. Here comes again the up tilt into the back air. In the blocks here. Actually, we're going all the way over the ledge as well. Just going in for some newer construction there. Setting up the Phantom around the crafting table, looking to extend off of that, but again, catching Just Blue, getting oversells jumping in. This is not the third time that where Just Blue has tried to jump in with an aerial and getting caught with the fade back lightning kick. It's just you have to recognize it. If you're in the lead as Steve, you have no reason to jump in.
I thought that was going to be an up smash, but the recognition of the spacing was even better. KayFlock abandoning the confirm because he wasn't sure about the spacing and played the next interaction, of which a lot of Steves are pressing hitboxes out of hitstun. So the Nehru's Love covering every single gap that it could be, but the down smash covering the neutral getup, and suddenly we've got a fresh last stock for both players and a key game number 3.
We actually haven't seen too much of the Nehru's Love usage whatsoever, but I think it's a really good option again against the Anvil and a lot of the other Steve shenanigans we've seen thrown our way. But again, being stuck on this platform, being able to jump off again, we're seeing KayFlock having to mix up, and again, the Ferrari's having to overextend, having to go that high, given the blocks on the ledge is just so hard to deal with, as again, Steve's so oppressive, throwing out those back airs, throwing out any of those normals on ledge. Again, you get up the pit, the minecart, and the delayed mash once more. Ubel, you mentioned it. At some point, Free KayFlock, you gotta stop delaying mash. Because yes, it's a good mix-up, but if you do it 5 times in a row, your opponent's gonna be like, hey, wait a minute, this guy's not mashing. I'm just gonna F-smash him.
You get any punish you want. It's already hard enough to get out of minecart. Sometimes if you're traveling full stage sitting in the cart, then it's free real estate.
Unfortunately, the no mix-up stops working after the 3rd time in a row.
Oh, and the character swap comes down for Free KayFlock. Have not seen this Rob. I don't think I've seen them play Rob.
Is this the first time ever? Is this real? Is this real, chat?
But the Rob's pretty good. Rob is a pretty good character overall, and as we've seen from a prolific couple players in the New York area,
nudge.
Zelda is pretty good at playing Rob into Steve, and sometimes you just need a little bit more of generic good stuff to play against such a highly specialized character like Steve.
There's a lot of opinions being thrown around about the Rob Steve matchup. How do you personally feel about the Rob Steve matchup?
I think at the end of the day, like if I'm really looking at on paper, Steve still wins.
Yeah.
But in practice, it gets a whole lot harder because Rob has really good keep out tools, has really good space coverage, has really good full screen options, and gyro is a hassle to deal with no matter what character you're playing as or against. So there's a lot of room for the matchup to be winnable for Rob regardless of skill level. But if I am looking on paper, I still do think Steve wins this.
I think, honestly, if you're being a Zelda main going from Zelda to Rob, I think Rob is a sheesh. Yeah, that's rough. I think it's decent to adapt to, considering that, like, you honestly, you have a better Phantom than just Gyro, right? Because not only can you send it out there to, again, keep the Steve at bay, but also you have another combo option, and that was a really good combo, actually. The turnaround up was actually really nice. Just Blue is, like, just, again, sitting in this lead super, super well, and then mixing up on the die, not only where he's sending out the mic part, but then sending out an anvil, just, like, ever so occasionally to, again, not only trip up the gyro and the laser, but also just catch KayFlock trying to go in and find an opening.
All right, we're going to see the up tilt here come down, looking for any sort of reversal, but evading the anvil just in the nick of time. The Nair comes down, but gets interrupted by that back air, and Just Blue in a 3 stocks to 1 position and looks to only further extend this lead with double up air into nil forward smash, and it closes out the stock. See, that's the on-paper Steve that beats Rob.
I don't want to see that paper. Put that away. Somebody got a shredder here, guys? I don't want to look at that Steve on paper.
That's rough. But Just Blue, you should not leave the stage. You're going to be playing against Mr. E.
Come back.
Come back, bro. All right, but still.
He wants another introduction from Dark Blues. I don't blame the guy.
Yeah, Dark Blues is pretty cool.
Oh, sorry. My fault.
All right, no more Dark Blues. Sorry, boss.
You're fired.
Never mind. You're hired.
You're rehired later.
But we're going to be going right into a losers finals with Mr. E against Just Blue. He played that very well. The pivot to the Rob clearly was not it for free KayFlock, though I do like the matchup on paper. Better than Zelda at the very least. Steve already requires the player to commit to such a very disciplined, very specific game plan in order to find success. And shifting away from your best character 9 times out of 10 is going to remove that level of finesse that every player needs.